Hello everyone, this is Erton, and let's get started. When we look at reaction rates, we see that not all reactions happen at the same speed, and conditions like concentration and temperature can make them faster or slower. In simple one-to-one reactions, the reactant disappears at the same rate the product forms. Just like here, for example, we have 1 mole of A, or as 1 mole of A disappears or consumed, 1 mole of B is formed, produced, or appears. But when a reaction is not one-to-one, we have to consider stoichiometry when writing the rate expressions. To fully explain reaction rates, we need to understand how the speed of disappearance of reactants and the speed of formation of products are related. These relationships are determined by the stoichiometry of balanced chemical equation, which tells us the concentrations of different substances change together as the reaction proceeds. With that in mind, let's focus on today's lesson, reaction rates and stoichiometry. And by the end of this video, you should be able to use the stoichiometry of a reaction to express the rate of a reaction in terms of a reactant or product. The balanced chemical equation does more than show which substances react and form, and it also tells us how their rates are related. This means that the rates of change of reactant and product concentrations are determined by the stoichiometry of the reaction. In other words, the coefficients in the balanced chemical equation control or show how fast each substance disappears or forms relative to the others. For example, for a simple reaction like A yields to B, the reaction rate can be expressed in two equivalent ways. It can be expressed as the rate of disappearance of reactant A, written as rate is equal to the change in concentration of A divided by the change in time. But since A is a reactant, do not forget to write the minus sign before it to make the change in concentration of a positive quantity. Or it could be written as the rate of appearance of product B, written as the change in concentration of B divided by the change in time. Because 1 mole of A forms 1 mole of B, hence 1 to 1, these two rates are equal in magnitude. Now, let's consider a slightly more complex reaction. We have 2A yields to B. Here, the coefficients tell us that 2 moles of A are consumed for every mole of B produced. This means that A disappears twice as fast as B forms. If we were to compare the raw rates directly, they would not be equal. So we need a way to express the reaction rate that does not depend on which substance we measure. And to do this, we divide each rate expression by its stoichiometric coefficient. So earlier, if the reaction is 1 to 1, we know that the rate would look like this, or the rate expression would look like this. But since for this reaction, we know that it is 2 is to 1, or 2 moles of A forms 1 mole of B. So to provide a rate expression for this reaction, we need to divide each rate expression by its stoichiometric coefficient. This is the rate expression for the reactant A. And since its stoichiometric coefficient is 2, we will divide its rate expression by 2. Moreover, this is the reaction rate for the product B. And since its reaction or coefficient or stoichiometric coefficient is equal to 1, we will divide it by 1. So therefore, the rate for this reaction 2A yields to B will be written as this. Dividing by the coefficients accounts for the fact that A and B change at different speeds. Earlier, we have mentioned that A disappears twice as fast as B forms. This allows us to report a single consistent reaction rate for the entire reaction. This matters because different substances in a reaction do not change at the same rate. If we ignore the stoichiometric coefficients, we may end up with different values for the reaction rate, and even though the same reaction is taking place. By using the coefficients in balanced chemical equation, we can correctly relate the rates of reactants and products and describe the reaction with a single consistent rate. So in general, for this reaction, the rate is given by this. The rate expression for reactant A is this. The rate reaction for reactant B is this. The rate reaction for product C is this. And the rate reaction for the product D is this. Now, let's have an example. Write the rate expressions for the following reactions in terms of disappearance of the reactants and the appearance of the products. To express the rate of the reaction in terms of the change in concentration of a reactant or product with time, we need to use the proper sign, either minus or plus, and the reciprocal of the stoichiometric coefficients. So for letter A, because each of the coefficient or stoichiometric coefficients is equal to 1, for iodide ion it's 1, for hypochlorite ion it's 1, for chloride ion it's 1, and for hypoiodide ion it's 1. So therefore, we could write the rate expressions as rate is equal to, for this reactant, the iodide ion, rate is equal to negative change in the concentration of iodide ion divided by the change in time. And this is also equal to the reaction rate of this reactant. So negative change in the concentration of hypochlorite ion divided by the change in time. This is also equal to the reaction rate for this product, the chloride ion. And since it's a product, we do not need to use the minus sign anymore. So it would be simply as the change in the concentration of chloride ion divided by the change in time. Also, this is also equal to the reaction rate of this product, hypoiodide ion. And that is going to be change in the concentration of hypoiodide ion divided by the change in time. For letter B, here the coefficients are 4, 5, 4, and 6. So since there are already coefficients, the reaction is not 1 to 1. Therefore, we need to divide each rate expression by its stoichiometric coefficient. So therefore, the reaction rate for ammonia is going to be negative 1/4 times the change in the concentration of ammonia divided by the change in time. This is also equal to negative 1/5 times the change in the concentration of oxygen gas divided by the change in time equals positive 1/4 times the change in the concentration of nitric oxide divided by the change in time equals 1/6 times the change in concentration of water divided by the change in time. And that's it. Lastly, for letter C, we can notice that the coefficient for bromine gas is 1/2. So to express the rate in terms of the disappearance of dibromine, we multiply by the reciprocal of the coefficient, and that is 1/2 raised to negative 1 is equal to 2. So therefore, the rate expressions are the following. Rate for methane is going to be, since it's 1, it's still going to be negative change in the concentration of methane divided by the change in time equals, so since the reciprocal of the coefficient for bromine gas is 2, it's going to be negative 2 times the change in the concentration of bromine gas divided by change in time equals, for bromomethane or CH3Br, it's going to be change in the concentration of CH3Br divided by the change in time. And lastly, for hydrogen bromide, it's going to be change in the concentration of HBr divided by the change in time. Now, you can pause the video and do our practice exercise number 1. Write the rate expressions for the following reaction. To summarize, the rate of chemical reaction depends not only on how concentrations change with time, but also on the stoichiometry of the reaction. By accounting for the coefficients in the balanced chemical equation, we can accurately express the reaction rate using any reactant or product. That's it for now, and see you in the next video.